Hey, what's going on, Pats Nation? Welcome to another edition of the Cans Pats Talks Patriots podcast. Man, I hope y'all doing good out there today. I am doing perfect, man. I did not come on Monday after the game. It was New Year's, and then we had New Year's Eve on Sunday. So I hope all y'all had a really good New Year's, man. I hope y'all did, man. This is the first stream of the day, so we're gonna get a lot of work done tonight. We'll be here a little bit, probably about 30 minutes, talking about this preview the Jets game. But I am gonna do a quick recap of the Buffalo Bills game and then look ahead and to what's gonna go on next week with Bill Belichick's future. So I will be up here for a little bit tonight talking about the game, man, and Belichick's future, as I just said. There's a lot going on there. On that note, man, I expect just be weary this week, man. It's gonna be a lot going on, man. A lot of reports, a lot of back and forth. Nobody knows for certain what's going to happen, but I don't even know which way it's leaning because it's very quiet right now. So I do think next week around this time we will have a pretty good feeling on what's going to happen. So I'm gonna get into that a little later. But real quick, I do want to preview. Y'all just checking in, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, IG, wherever you at. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube down there. Follow me on IG, follow me on Twitter. Also, Cash App is at the bottom of the screen if you would like to support the stream. You don't have to. But this Bills Patriots game, man, quick recap of it. Josh Allen was off. He struggled, and it's different because the first game we played week 7, I believe, Matt Jones was the starting quarterback. We won that game. He didn't have his best game that time. He threw a pick. He got going late there, him and Stephon Diggs. But this game here, he was off from the start, and he really didn't get no better. He had a couple of rushing touchdowns. Other than that, the Patriots did a pretty good job on Josh Allen, defending the run, defending him in the pocket. He wasn't even taking the check down. He was just inaccurate, threw a bad interception to double coverage by Alex Austin. I'm gonna get into him in a little bit too. But man, that was a bad game for Josh Allen, man. The Patriots, this season, the Patriots have kind of gotten back into kind of frustrate him and making him not be patient. He was taking the check down. We had that little run with it. He won like 4 or 5 straight. He was taking the check downs during that time. And Brian Daboll was his coach, and then last year they did have the guy that they cut loose early in the season, and then they got Joe Brady. But now we have Josh Allen has been struggling against the Patriots this season. He really has. Interception and probably 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, whatever. But he's really struggled. Jabril Peppers picked him off in the first meeting this week. In this meeting here, Alex Austin made a great interception. The interception kind of looks similar to the play that Christian Gonzalez made earlier this year before he got hurt against the Dolphins. He came off the post route to, I believe it was Diggs, came off the post route and he rotated all the way over and made a hell of an interception over Dalton Kincaid. He like Kincaid had a few steps on I think Marty Mapu too. He had a few steps on him. But Alex Austin had very quietly been playing some good ball for the Patriots these last few games since we really picked him up, since we let Jack Jones go. Alex Austin, man, you ever heard his name called a lot? Because you know what? He's been playing good. So that's good for Alex Austin. But Josh Allen, he was off his game, man. I don't know how the exact numbers right now, but he did not have a good game. In the aggregate, took a couple sacks. Could have had a fumble. He had an interception. Like, the defense played lights out, and this defense has been playing good. Like, say what you want to say about the team and the offense and whatnot, but that defense has really kept them together. And they've been playing hard for Bill Belichick, playing hard for themselves. Because let's not forget, they can't go out there and lay down a tank because of the simple fact that some of these guys are not gonna be on the team next year. They playing for contracts and things like that. So I mean, Bill Belichick, you gotta give him props. He got these guys playing some good ball, man, and just keeping their head and just being focused and just playing good ball. He really does, man. He has them playing some good ball. For the Patriots offense, I think the defense played good. Keon White, probably his best game of the season with a bunch of pressure. These last 2 weeks, he's really been coming on. Had a good game in Denver too. Kansas City, he had a few pressures and whatnot. Keon White been coming. Detroit Wise had a sack. Barmore, he didn't have a sack this game, but they was double teaming him. So you know what that means? He's getting a whole lot of damn attention now. Anthony Jennings had a pretty good game. Mac Wilson, I mean, the whole team, like especially Alex Austin, they're playing some good ball, man. On the offensive side of the ball, oh yeah, Jonathan Jones, cornerback on defense, he has been playing real good this season. Had a couple bad plays earlier, but Jonathan Joe, when he's been healthy, he's been playing some good ball, man. I think I've seen something like he has one of the top corners in the league right now playing right now. A lot of quarterbacks are not having success throwing his way. So hats off to Jonathan Jones, man. Shout out to Jonathan, man. He's playing some good ball, man. Because that secondary has been healthy. I mean, they've been unhealthy this year. And Jonathan Jones, when he's been in there, he's been playing some good ball. Miles Bryant, the free agent. I don't know if he'll be back next year. He's been playing some good ball this year. So shout out to Jonathan Jones, man. I hope he can stay healthy. He's been playing some good ball. Next year, the secondary room should be pretty good with Jones back, Marcus Jones. Everybody forget about Marcus Jones. He'll be back. Christian Gonzalez, the first round rookie, be back. Let's see what happened with J.C. Jackson. But I hope they bring back Alex Austin. I want to see more Marco Wilson too. But them boys been balling back there, man. The secondary, man. With all the injuries and things they got going on, that secondary, that defense really been kept intact. On to the offense and whatnot. Got off to a slow start. Bailey Zappi had to do a couple interceptions. I put me personally now, Patriots people, they might say what they want to say, but I put one of the interceptions on him, and that was, I guess, you can say Devontae Parker ran a bad route, but I kind of put that one on Bailey Zappi because he shouldn't have thrown that to that slant. The cornerback was staring at that the whole time. I think he should have went to the screen pass. It was a pass. It was a PPO. It was a pass protected with a screen. That's basically what it was. He should have went with the screen and didn't go with the slant. He went to the slant. Rasul Douglas broke in front of Devontae Parker. Parker did not run a good route, but Rasul Douglas broke in front of him, and it was a pick. Took it to the house and whatnot. I think that he should have went with Douglas on the screen because he could have did something there. But Bailey Zappi had an okay game after he sailed out the interception. I put that interception on him. The one on Gesicki, I don't put on him because if you Gesicki, you got to get that ball, man. And that was just a hell of a catch by Ed Oliver. It looked like Zappi did kind of force it in there, but I mean that was like a sit route, like a stick route. I don't put that one on Zappi. I put the one he threw the ball in the park, put that one on him. And I guess you could put the last one on him too that he threw to Rager, but like it was miscommunication because it did look like that. It looked like Zappi was throwing the slant, but Jalen Rager kept running straight like it was a deep ball, a straight out route. So that's what I seen from that play. But whether it's on him or not, it still goes down as an interception under Zappi's name. He did have a rushing touchdown later in the game. His pocket elusiveness is crazy, man. And Buffalo got a good passer. They was getting after a couple sacks, but he was eluding some of them, making some nice throws, man. I like the crossing route that he threw to Parker. That was nice. Like Parker had a couple guys draped over him. He had a couple nice rollout passes to Mike Gesicki. Taquan Thornton shoulder had a decent game, I guess, by his standards. Caught 2-3 balls. I don't have the exact numbers. DeMar Douglas, I think he had 3 or 4 catches for like 30, 40 yards. He played pretty good. Jalen Rager ran the kickoff back, and then he had a deep pass. Jalen Rager, he might come back to the team next year. He's a free agent, so maybe they re-sign him, man. Let's see what they do with him. You ain't gonna take much. Just bring him back for a depth person. Be your 4th or 5th wide receiver. At this point, we kind of know what Jalen Rager is. He's being kind of a bust, but he has shown a little bit, man. Has me thinking, what would have happened if we had him returning kicks the beginning of the year? Who do we have? We had Jabril Pepper sometime. We had Ty Montgomery, but it makes me wonder, like, what would have happened if Jalen Rager was returning kicks from the start of the season? Because he's very explosive, man. I like what I've seen from him. But the offensive line has to get fixed, has to get worked on this offseason. We all know you got to get your quarterback, but you got to get the offensive line right. The receivers, offensive line struggled this game. But Darian Lowe, I think Lowe was solid, but Mafia he struggled. Andrews kind of struggled too. When you was fine. I think City So had a decent game too, but Buffalo got some pass rush they can get after. But I think they held up for the most part. But still, man, you have to get the offensive line addressed this offseason. You have to. Like I said, I think Bailey Zappi had a decent game. What I won't call it a great game, but he had a decent game. Besides the turnover, I think he played pretty good, man, making some good reads. So one thing about Zappi, he looks to throw the ball down the field. He looks to throw the ball down the field. With Mac Jones, Mac was a little antsy in the pocket, and he was ducking like a turtle every time there was a little bit of pressure to him. Zappi keeps his eyes down the field, and he moves in the pocket, and he looks to go. He looks to be aggressive. That's what I do like about Zappi. But all in all, man, the Patriots did drop to they're the 3rd pick now. So they were 4 entering that game, I believe, but the Dallas win over Detroit caused the Patriots to leapfrog Arizona and go back to number 3. So the Patriots right now 3. They got the Jets Sunday, the game I'm about to get into. If they lose to the Jets, which I'm hoping, and for off draft purposes, they lose to the Jets, it's possible they can go up to 2. They have the same record as Washington. They had the same record as Washington right now, but remember, in terms of strength of schedule, Washington plays Dallas twice, and they play them Sunday, so that games counts as 2. So I'm thinking if the strength of schedule percentages even out, the Patriots will own the 2nd pick. If they lose to the Jets, so they have to lose to the Jets, If Patriots lose to the Jets, they will get that second pick because if the strength, it depends on how the numbers tally out of the strength of schedule. It's very possible that the Patriots could lose to the Jets. No matter what happens in Washington, Dallas, they would still they would get that pick. But obviously, if Washington can somehow upset Dallas, it makes it easier for the Patriots to get that pick. But it's very possible Patriots can go from 2. If they lose, they won't go no farther than 3. I mean, worst case scenario, if they lose, they'll still be 3. They're not going to fall. They're not going to fall below that. If they win, I think the farthest they fall is just 5. So just 2 spots back. So would that be worth keeping your streak alive against the Jets? You're going a 15-game winning streak against New York Jets. Do you want to keep that alive, or do you want to get that draft pick? So this week here is going to be very interesting, man. What are the Patriots playing for? Are they playing for Belichick? Are they playing for the draft pick? Are they playing to keep this streak alive against the Jets? It's 15 straight games. It's like they have not beat them in years. The Jets want to get this win, but I had a conversation the other day. Maybe the Jets would want to lose this game just to mess up the Patriots because they know the Patriots are looking at quarterback. Jets got their quarterback for the short term anyway, and Rodgers. They know the Patriots probably want to lose that game to be positioned to get that quarterback. But I don't think a Bill Belichick led team will lay down like that and lose a game. They're not going to tank. Tanking doesn't happen like that. I don't think. I know most of us fans think it does, and we want it to, but that's not going to happen. I don't think a Bill Belichick coach team. And plus, what is Bill Belichick getting out of this team tanking? If he's probably not going to be there next year, if he's not there next year, why would he even want to help out the Patriots get a good draft pick? It doesn't do anything for Bill. So Bill's going to go out there. He's going to tell the guys to go out there and win the game. He's going to coach them to win. But it's going to be very interesting, man. I just want to see the fan reaction. Like, if they go out there and they win the game, the fans are going to be kind of mad at me. I'm sure they would. They'd be mad. But if they lose the game, I guess a loss is just as good as a win. So, because if the Patriots lose this game, it's a good chance the strength of schedule numbers even out, and they will get the 2 overall pick because Washington won the head-to-head early in the year. But right now, we are sitting at the number 3 overall pick. I think that's not a bad spot because now reports are coming out that the Bears might keep Fields. He's been playing good. They've been winning games. They're 7-5 in the last 12 games. Arizona just came out and said they're not going quarterback. Kyler Murray is their guy. So and they behind the page. You got to worry about them. Bears probably won't go quarterback. Washington's probably the only team that's going to go right now. I'm looking in the top 3 teams. Washington probably go Caleb Williams, and he's also from the D.C. area. Because they've been benching Sam Howell. They got Jacoby Brissett as the backup, but Washington don't have their long-term on the roster at quarterback. And now Washington does have a lot of holes. I think Ron Rivera will be fired next week around this time. So, and a lot of time what we see when these new head coaches come in, they want to make a spark. They want to put their footprints on the organization, so they want to bring in their own guys. So it's going to be interesting to see what happened there. I think the Commanders are the most trickiest team of this of the draft because you don't know what they're going to do. They got a lot of ways to go, but I think they do need a quarterback. Before they benched Sam Howell, I was thinking Sam Howell's going to be their guy at least for next year because he was playing some good ball. Came in New England and lit the Patriots up. But before he's been getting benched the past couple weeks, and they bring in Jacoby Brissett. I was thinking Sam Howell was their guy, and they could just probably go take the best tackle on the board. They got like 10 or 11. They got a lot of draft picks. Washington got a lot of needs, not just quarterback. So man, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with Washington, what they do. Yep. On Coach Belichick, man, it's like this Wednesday he had his press conference. It's possible that this could have been his last press conference with the Patriots. It's possible. And like I said, man, be weary this week, man. Don't believe everything you hear unless you hear it from the top guys and Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport. I wouldn't listen to a lot of Patriots reporters because it's gonna be a lot of just speculate. I think nobody knows right now. It's quiet. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Nobody knows anything right now. I do. There was a report that they are supposed to meet up. They're supposed to meet next week. I would assume it's probably going to be the day after the game, which will probably be Monday, maybe Tuesday. But we should know something probably next week around this time. And I think if we don't hear anything or know anything by like the end of next week or something like that, I think the longer it goes on, the better off it looks for Bill Belichick to remain the head coach. And I was having a conversation earlier, and I'm like, we do know Belichick. I mean, Tom Brady's supposed to get enshrined into the Patriot Hall of Fame next year in June. So would it be fine? Would it be okay to fire or part ways with Bill Belichick, trade him, whatever you can do, and bring him back for the ceremony. Would he even come back for that? So that's one of my things I've been thinking. Like, would Belichick even come back if he's not going to be the head coach? I mean, that's going to be a little awkward. That's going to be awkward. But I think that's strange. You're going back to the team that just got rid of you a few months prior, and they're under honor Brady, but you weren't good enough for that team, so they fired you. They parted ways. How do you want to put it? Now you're back there at the ceremony. I just don't see that happening. Another reason, Belichick is on a contract for the 2024 season. He is under contract. So maybe he can go into this next season as a lame duck coach. If you just checking in, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube. Make sure you like the video. Follow me on IG. Follow me on Twitter, man. Cash representative, like support the stream, man. I greatly appreciate. I really appreciate you guys, man. This show would be nothing without y'all. If y'all check me out now, or let them, make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and all that. I really appreciate it. But then you gotta bring Belichick back in June. I think the ceremony's gonna be in June after you just fired him and parted ways with him. Would Bill come back? I mean, I don't know. That's gonna be awkward. And I was the first out on this because I thought about this a couple months ago when all this stuff was going out. I'm like, they're not gonna fire Bill because they do want him to come back for the ceremony for time. You want both of them to be there. You don't want no bad blood, nothing there. So no, I mean, that's really going quietly on the radar, man. That can be awkward, man. That's gonna be awkward. That situation right there is gonna be awkward, man. I don't know what's gonna happen. Nobody really knows. You hear a lot of reports from people, but nobody knows for sure. I do think next week around this time, though, we should have some type of feeling, or there's gonna be reports going out. Let's just go and get that out of the way. There's gonna be reports. But I think the thing that I seen earlier on the show that everybody's starving to know something right now, and there's nothing coming out. But everybody wants to know what's going on. So that's why you're seeing the media and they're dropping hints. They're saying this, they're saying that. I think Jordan Short from Bleacher Report said today, was that the score he's with? But anywho, Jordan Schultz said that he can see it possible that Belichick will be back next year, but he will not be the general manager. Now, I have my doubts about that. How would that work? Belichick's there, Belichick just being the head coach when he's been the GM for the most part of his tenure as the Patriots. But then the reports came out that Kraft had that the Krafts have been in, like, it's been collective discuss. Like, how can I say it? I think I seen a report the other day that the Krafts all have been making collective decisions lately on personnel and all this. I didn't see that. It wasn't just all Belichick. So, but if you bring Belichick back, I think Belichick the coach is good. He still can coach. I do believe that. And I think I want Belichick back. But I just don't think he could pick the ghost anymore. But would he be okay with you bringing in a GM to basically oversee him? Nobody knows. And then I was watching Patriots on Filter earlier, and they're like, well, if a new GM is here and they're picking the players, but the player does something wrong or mess up, Bill's going to bench him or something like that. So it's a lot of stuff going on, man. It's a lot. You just don't know. But it's three scenarios. One, they bring him back. He won't be the GM. Two, it'll be a mutual party of the ways. Both sides go their own separate. Both, you know what I mean. Then three, they can trade him. If you're going to get rid of Belichick, I'm all in for trading him. Don't trade it. And Sean Payton got a first round pick back and a couple more picks from what Seattle got from Denver. I mean, if Sean Payton got that, I know you probably can get a first, and if not a first, I know a second for a team for Belichick. That would help the Patriots. That would help the Patriots out immediately. Let's just say a team like Washington, they're picking top of the draft, because let's just say the three teams right now that are interested in Belichick would be the three teams that would make sense, or possibly that you can see Belichick going, is Carolina, Washington, and the Chargers. I don't think he's going to Carolina. I think they're going to go offensive. I think Washington's interested, and the Chargers are probably like the no-brainer. I can't see Belichick in LA with the Chargers. I can't. He just seemed like an East Coast guy. I can't see him out there with the hood. I cannot see him there. Washington, I think I could see that. Him and his sons down in Washington. He's from Annapolis, Maryland, not too far from where Washington play at. They got Magic Johnson there. They got new ownership. So, and Washington probably give him everything. I think Josh Harris is their general manager. I think. Yeah, Josh Harris is general manager. And I think they're going to be looking to make a splash. They got a first-round pick. They got number 2 overall pick. They got money and they got a boatload of picks. So Washington, let's just say Washington gives, they're not giving you the first, but they give you their second round pick. That's a top, top 35 pick you got. You got two top 35 picks. So I would be up for that. If you're going to get rid of him, trade going to Washington, I think I like that scenario. Belichick going to Washington, I would think I love that. If he's going to go somewhere similar to Washington, they got a higher pick. What about the Chargers? And they got salary cap issues. They don't. I'm hearing they don't like to pay no coach. They don't like to pay no players. So Washington and the Chargers are the two likely scenarios. Two likely places for Bill. Washington and the Chargers. I don't think Carolina. I haven't heard. There's always some other team that's looking out there, but I'm thinking Washington and the Chargers. That's who's going to come down to. Look at the division. You got the Cowboys. You got Philly. You got the Giants. So you probably already picked the last team in the division. I think Giants will be better next year, depending on what they do in the draft. You already know what Philly and Dallas represent. So if you go there, you already the last. And Washington's rebuilding. They're not a coach or a quarterback away from winning a Super Bowl. They got a lot of work to do, especially on their defense side of the ball. So you get Belichick, you get your quarterback. Could you see Caleb Williams being that guy for Bill Belichick? Maybe Drake. I mean, I just don't. I don't know about that fit, but I can see him at Washington though, because they're looking to make a splash. They got Eric Bieniemy there, so maybe they just give that role to Eric Bieniemy. I can see Eric Bieniemy being the guy. I think that's a good fit though. Eric Bieniemy being the coach in Washington, they draft on Caleb Williams. We see what Eric Bieniemy did in Kansas City with Mahomes, so I can see that happening there. They got some weapons there on offense. They got to rebuild. They got to get their defense right. They need a couple corners, probably safety, probably linebacker. They traded Sweat and Chase Young. They got some work to do, a lot of work doing that defense. But I possibly can see that. They still got Jonathan Allen and Deron Payne. But let's see what they're going to do with them this offseason, because they already got rid of Sweat and Chase Young. So do you build around them on the defense? I think they got to get offensive line right. The offensive line is terrible. That's why I was thinking they might go Joe Alt, trade back a couple picks and go Joe Alt. Because they got a whole lot more issues than just quarterback. So Washington is the most intriguing team, especially in this draft. Top 5 would be Washington. And if Washington beat Dallas, they're going to fall behind the Patriots in the draft stand, probably 4 or 5. If Washington loses Dallas and the Patriots lose to the Jets, which I hope, then the strength of schedule should match up. Those two strength of schedule should match up. So that's basically how it would go. So it's a lot to be figured out this week. We got the playoffs start next week, but a lot's going to be figured out, man. Bill Belichick's future, the draft. We're gonna have we will have answers this Sunday. I don't think the Patriots will fall no lower than 5 if they win. They won't fall. They can't fall below 5 or whatnot. They can't fall. They won't go no past 5. So I mean, I guess 2 spots back ain't the end of the world, but it does make 3 from 5. That's huge, especially when you need a quarterback and the team behind you might want to get a quarterback or something like that. I think right there, the Titans and the Giants are behind them. No, Cardinals and Titans. Cardinals, Titans, or Cardinals and Giants. Cardinals not going quarterback, so they might still be fine at 5. We'll figure out this Sunday though. Most definitely gonna figure out this Sunday, man, in terms of the draft. Jets, big Jets game, man. 15 straight. I'm sure Robert Saleh and the Jets would like to end their streak. He has not beaten Bill Belichick, and some of the games have been ugly. Matt Jones undefeated against the Jets. This Bailey Zappi first time playing the Jets though, and he has not. This Jets deep down. I know they struggled last week against the Browns, but that was the Browns. Browns got a decent offensive. They got Kevin Stefanski. They got defense. They got a decent offense, but they've. This is nobody's talking about. The Jets have had extra time to prepare for this game. They got them. They played bad last Thursday night against Cleveland. They've had extra time to prepare, so they're coming off a few extra days of rest. Patriots just played Sunday against Buffalo. Jets, New York was on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So they've had a couple of extra days to prepare. They lost 15 straight. A lot of people going to pick them to lose this game. I think the Jets going to beat the Patriots. And I'm going to talk about it a little more tomorrow night when I go a little deeper, but I think they can upset us. I guess you can call it upset if you done lost 15 straight. So obviously you're not better than the team. But I'm hoping the Jets win this game. Patriots will go up to 2. But I'm sure that Robert Sala's probably getting into his guy like, hey man, let's end the season on a high note. If we have to beat the Patriots, they have lost 15 straight games to the Patriots. 15 straight the Jets have lost. So if they can, I think it's gonna be ugly. And I'm hearing snow is in the forecast. I heard it might snow at the game on Sunday. Um, I think if you see something like a Bailey Zappi pick six or a fumble, something, I don't think Bailey Zappi will be able to drive the ball on that jet. That's a good Jets defense. Bailey Zappi has not seen it. They got pass rush. They go like 4, 5, 6 deep at pass rush. I do not see them. I don't see the offensive line being able to hold up against that Jets front. I don't. And Bailey Zappi has not seen a team. He has not seen this defense. You saw how he looked against Kansas City. He looked okay the first half. Then he threw a bad pick, and they was getting after him. And then Buffalo got after him. With the Jets, I think the Jets defense is better than Kansas City and Buffalo, especially in the front seven, pass rush. But Zappi has not seen this. He hasn't seen nothing like this Jets defense. Now, Zach Wilson's not playing. He's in a concussion protocol, so he's out for this game. He might be his last ever game in the Jet uniform anyway. Trevor Siemian will be the starting quarterback. I remember Trevor Siemian playing against the Patriots a few years ago in Denver. They did lose. I think they lost the game, but the Patriots don't know too much. We don't know much about Trevor Siemian, but if Zach Wilson was 0-6, 0-5, 0-6 again, I guess Trevor Siemian could probably do a little more. He could do that. I'm sure he can't do no worse than what Zach Wilson does. So if Trevor Siemian can make a few throws in this game, they can get the running game going. It might just be enough for the Jets to win this game, in which a lot of fans of Pat Session will be happy. It might just be enough to win it. Okay, it's going to be an old-fashioned defensive low-scoring game. And like a turnover, a kick return it's going to come down to something like that. Maybe Zach pick six, Travis something. It's going to come down to something like that. What's going on, Terrell Daniel? Terrell said, I'm hoping the Pats lose to the Jets. Never thought I'd be saying this as a diehard Patriots fan, but the loss will help us ring a new era in Patriots football. I agree, man. Appreciate you following me, Terrell. Make sure you follow me on IG, Twitter, and make sure you like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, man. Also, Cash App is if you like to support the channel. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, man. Like, let me put this back up. Like, that's a real Pats fan right there, Terrell Daniel right there. I'm hoping the Pats lose to the Jets. Never thought I'd be seeing it. Like, that's how a lot of people feel. But Terrell, or Terry, when you look at the long term and the big picture, I think the Patriots need this though. Like, they need this loss because if they win this game, they're going from 3 to 5. On the board you might look at it like, okay, 2 spots back, that's not that bad, but it really kind of is because you don't know what Arizona, you don't know what the Cardinals going to do, you don't know what the Giants or Titans going to do. They're behind you, so you want to stay as close to tops as you can. Now, but the Jet look at this though, Terry. Like I said, the Jets might know that the Patriots want to lose this game, and they know they can mess up the Patriots' future by losing this game. They know that. So maybe there might be like some little mind games playing around going on down there. Like, you know what I mean? Like some mind games going, and the Jets might just lay down, lose the game on purpose just to mess up the Patriots. Things like that could happen, man, because they know that the Patriots want to get that draft pick. And they know the Patriots are looking at the quarterback in the draft. So if they could mess it up, it could mean something. Exactly. And the gap from 3 to 5 is hella big. So we need yes. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care about the 15th Street, man. Listen, get your quarterback and start a new street next year. It don't matter about that. Because you doing more damage to your own team than them. By winning this game, you're doing more damage to your own team than the Jets. Wow, you won 16 straight. What did you accomplish? You're not going to the playoffs. You got a top 5 pick. Like, you look bad. And somebody say you even look worse than the Jets. What is that? That doesn't mean nothing. So what I'm saying, now you know that the players ain't going to go out there and lay down. And the coaches are not going to tell them to do that. But like, from a fan perspective, you do not want them to win this game. And I know a lot of fans, a lot of Patriot fans, they're gonna be mad. They're gonna be mad that they win this game. The lowest they'll fall, like I said, is 5. But still, man, that's big, man. That's big it might not look like it on the draft board, but that's kind of big. You don't know what the Cardinals gonna do. I think the Giants are right there. Like, you could fall behind a couple teams, man. So you don't want to fall too far down. I think early in the week, I think last weekend it was possible they could fall to 7 or 9, but that's not the case now because of the strength of schedule of the Titans, the Giants, and the other teams, and plus they lost to the Giants and they lost to the Chargers and whatnot. The strength of the schedule, they're good. We ain't got to worry about them falling below 5. They ain't gonna fall. They ain't gonna fall nowhere below 5. So that's good. So worst case scenario, Patriots would be picking 5, which is still a really good pick. But you don't want to be having to give up assets to move up to get your guy. Drake May might be right there, and I think Drake May fits the Patriots team. And I wouldn't mind Jaden Daniels. I don't think Caleb Williams fit. I don't think Caleb Williams fits the Patriots. I don't see that happening. I think the Bears will keep Justin Fields. So I don't think Caleb Williams will go there. I think Caleb Williams going to Washington. I think the Patriots, they can stay in striking distance. They will end up with Drake May. Or you could trade back, get a Jaden McDaniels. I wouldn't mind us taking Marvin Harrison if he's there and then trying to get back in and get like a Penix or Bo Nix. Because this ain't like a 1-year quick fix. Like if you hit on your picks, we can fix this thing and be back into the playoffs next year competing. But you got offensive line issues, you got wide receiver issues, you got quarterback issues. You got a lot of stuff going on. So you need all the pick. You need to be giving up assets to get one guy. So that's why I stand at with it right there, man. That's exactly why I stand at with it, man. So man, it's gonna be very interesting to see what I cannot wait, man. This game here, and they said that it could be snow in the forecast and whatnot. This game here could it can either set the Patriots back a while or it can uplift them. They win this game, you're going to 5. It could cost you a draft spot. You lose the game, you're sitting pretty at 3. Worst case scenario 3, but you can get up to 2. The thing that worries me is if BB does decide to leave, he might try and really stick to us in the Jets because he hates the Jets more than he currently hates the team he currently works for. But that, yeah, but I think he'd really be sticking to us because he's messing up our draft pick. I mean, you're gonna beat the Jets and go get 16 straight wins, okay, and then you're out the door. But then I see what you're saying, like it could be. Let me say he ain't done yet. It could be his way of giving the fans and Bob Kraft the middle. Yep, I can see that. Yep, it can be his way of telling Robert Kraft and Bob Kraft off. Basically, okay, you want to get rid of me, but I just beat the Jets and messed up your draft. Yep, it can be. So it's a lot of games to be playing, man. My personally, I got a feeling Jets can win because they've had extra time off. They've had some extra time off to prepare for this game, and they're probably tired of hearing that they haven't beat the Patriots. And like I said, a part of me is like, well, maybe they're gonna lay down and lose the game just to mess up the Patriots draft spot on purpose. But man, you lose a team 15 times, man, you want to end that. You don't care what call. You want to end that streak. Nobody likes losing. And it's the last game of the season, man. Weird things happen the first game of the season. Weird things happen the last game of the season. These guys are about to have a long off season. They won't be back into their to the facilities till about April, May, or whatnot. Maybe it was the summertime at the latest. Like they want to go out on a high note. And I think if the Patriots, this right, the storm is almost over for the Patriots. If they can lose this game, they are guaranteed a top 3 pick. And if the strength of schedule numbers match up, they will be picking. They tie with Washington. Washington has the head-to-head goes to us because they beat us. So it goes to the head-to-head. And Washington beat us. So we get it. When it comes to head-to-head, we have the edge. So, man, I guess it's going to be very interesting to see what happens, man. Like I said before, a lot of y'all came on. The rest of this week, there's going to be a lot of rumors, a lot of reports coming out. Is Belichick going to be there? Is he not going to be there? The draft position going to be a lot of talk. The street, the media is going to be crazy, man. And I think next week around this time, we will have an answer if he's going to be there or not, what's going to happen. Me personally, I'm a big-time Bill Belichick fan. I hope he does return, and I hope him and the Krafts can figure it out. Just something has to change, though. You can't bring him back doing the same thing we just did. Something has to change. Have somebody else picking the groceries, being the GM, and just see if Belichick could be all right, just coach it. I don't know if he'd be okay with that. If you listen to a report, a lot of people don't think he would be willing to do that. But I guess if he doesn't do that, at least trade him and see if you can get something for him. I just don't think you want to get rid of Brady and Belichick and not get nothing for either man. That'd be bad. And then have him come back during the Tom Brady ceremony in June or whatnot. Like, come on, man. And the last thing I think the Krafts want to do is let him go somewhere and have success. What if he goes to the Chargers and win the Super Bowl? That'd be bad. So I think my gut feeling is he will be back. That's my gut feeling, man. That Bill Belichick will be back. That's the gut feeling. Knowing Bill, though, he might draft a freaking lineman over a generational type of talent like Marvin. Bro, I can see him doing it. I can see him doing it, man. I can definitely see him doing it. Yep, I can see him doing it. I can see him doing that, man. That's a tackle, a daggone running back, a lone snapper, a tight end, anything. Like I can see him doing that, man. Like you got Marvin Harris. If Marvin Harrison does the boy, you got to take him. I can see Belichick going Joe off. And that's my biggest fear. We dropped the five. And we dropped the five. So if all them quarterbacks are gone, we're gonna trade back, probably go Joe out, Ole Fasano, something like that. That's just reality. We already know what Belichick's gonna do. I mean, you took Cole Strange and you took Cole Strange in the first round. Taquan Thornton, you could have had George Pickens. Look at George Pickens. He got over 1,000 yards right now. He only got 60. He got like 50 something catches and got over 1,000 yards on just 50 catches. Bill just hates offensive play. Yeah, I believe it, man. We could have had Pickens. We took Taquan Thornton. Could have had other people. You took Cole Strange. I mean, just go on and on. The COVID draft, 2020, he took those two tight ends. They're not even know. I don't even know where they at now. I guess you could say he hit on Cal Duggar, Michael Winu, Josh Uche, Anthony Jennings. Those were good picks, but he's had more misses than hits. He's had way more misses than hits. Way more. It's not even close. Like you can't keep missing on these draft picks, man. That's how you build your team through the draft. If you nail the draft, guess what? Your team will be good for a while in the long term. That's how you build your team through the draft. Free agents, you go out and spend some money and you get the final pieces, but in the draft's how you build your team. Yep, George, like I just said, Pickens is balling out right now for the Steelers, man. Yes, he is. And he could have been a Patriot, man. I thought we was picking him in the draft that year. He could have been a Patriot. I thought we was going George Pickens. But we took Taquan Thornton. Don't even got a total of 500-600 yards for us, man. He has not done anything. Can't stay healthy, always hurt. Could have had George Pickens. And maybe if you had Pickens, now I know Pickens is a hothead, but I take that over. I'll deal with that. When you got the talent, as long as you producing, I'll deal with that. I'll deal with it. Man, you see what the Steelers are going through right now. Yeah, he's a hothead. He has sideline incidents and stuff, but he's still producing though. And teams will tolerate you as long as you're producing. If you don't producing, they get rid of you. But George Pickens, I thought we was going to go George Pickens in that draft in 2022 draft. I thought we was going Pickens. Taquan Thornton, Cole Strange. Boy. And now most of that draft class is about gone, except for Cole Strange and Kevin Harris and Taquan Thornton. That whole draft class is gone for the most part. Pierre Strong gone, Jack Jones gone, a couple of the linemen. Like, that was a bad draft. But we're going to see, man. I think we're in store for a busy, busy week, man. A crazy week, I think it's going to be. I think it'll be a crazy week, man. Hey, Terry, man, I appreciate you hopping on tonight, man. I normally go live 2-3 times a week, about 7:30 Eastern. Um, I make sure you're subscribed, man. Make sure you like this video, man. I appreciate the comments, share it out, all that, man. I appreciate everything, man. I appreciate you joining me and everybody that joined and the ones that are going to join it later on, man. As I always say, man, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Taco Thornton is a good player. I say give him some time. He needs to bulk up some more and more, and more playing time under his belt. And I just think he's slim, man. He's a smaller receiver. And a lot of times we see with these guys, man, these fast guys, they really can't. They just straight line fast. They're not quick. They're more fast. And that makes it like he's a track star, an Olympian. He's just fast. He can work, but he can't really run routes. He's always hurt. So I think if he bulk up a little bit and get the right coach, positional coach in there for him, maybe he might can see something. I'm not gonna say he'll be a number one guy or not even number two. I think he'll be a quality number three guy. So we'll see what happens with Taquan Thornton, man. But yeah, man. Like I said, Terry, I appreciate it, man. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, subscribe to me, follow me on IG, Ken's Past Talk, follow me on Twitter, subscribe to the channel, like the video, man. I appreciate it, man. Also, if you want to support the stream, man, the cash out is at the bottom of the screen, man. Hey, man, I appreciate, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody that joined earlier and the ones that are going to join in later tonight and see when they get posted up. And I appreciate y'all, man. Hey, man, let's get it, man. Y'all have a good one.